paintings. A.Y. Jackson is the one with the most longevity in terms of Algoma. He was among the first, he was along in the 1919 trips. He came up with Frank Johnson and Lauren Harris, and it was Jackson, particularly in his book A Painter's Country, that relives his experiences here, particularly in the boxcar and the conversations and the ribald humor and the emotional jostling they gave Frank Johnson, and all of which is well documented in the National Film Board's The Passionate Canadians. But Jackson came back here throughout the 20s, frequently came up here in the spring, in the fall. He came up here in the 30s. One of his most famous paintings was done in 1934, November. It's called Algoma November. Typical A.Y. Jackson, beautiful oscillating hills, very rhythmic, gray skies. He didn't come too often during the 40s. Very few of the artists did a lot of travel during the 40s. When he did travel, Jackson traveled up to the Northwest Territories, and the Arctic. But in the latter part of the 1940s and throughout the 1950s and well into the early 60s, when health permitted it, Jackson returned to Algoma. He painted every place from Searchmont right up to Bishop-Pocotin. Getting back to the trips themselves, the major activity would be from the fall of 1918, when Harris and McCallum arranged to rent a boxcar from Algoma Central Railway and have it outfitted, to 1922, when they started going a little bit further afield. Those were the really peak periods, although, as I said, Lismer came back, Jackson came back frequently. Lismer was here in 1924. Quite often they would, even when going up to Rossport and Nays Provincial Park, they would go via Algoma and do some paintings and on further north. Carmichael was here, Casson was in the northern reaches, Marathon and Nays. It wasn't till the gallery opened in 1980 that he was actually in Algoma proper. But the style itself, Algoma somehow just had that magic quality, still has that magic quality. It was and is a landscape that is, it's animated. And the Algoma Central Railway played an extremely important role. One, it was there. It was the vehicle for which the Group of Seven owed its access to Algoma. The management at Algoma Central Railway obviously were supportive. In hindsight, one would have wished that they had have been like Cornelius Van Horn, another great railway magnate, and perhaps extracted a few paintings from the Group of Seven in exchange for favors. However, they didn't. But they were certainly supportive. The boxcar, the sidecars that allowed the Group of Seven to not just visit, but to live there spring and autumn. They would be shuttled from siding to siding, pretty much at the discretion of the Group of Seven. The members would flag somebody down and say, okay, if you can, maybe tomorrow haul us up to the falls or up to Sand River, and they were accommodated. So the Group of Seven and the A.C.R. again are so closely linked in our national psyche that it should be, quite frankly, a World Heritage Site, certainly a National Heritage Site, because that's where our identity is rooted.